guys, good morning. It's March 22nd, 2023. I'm Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shell FlossTube, and we have lots of new projects for you. We have a new It's So Emma pattern. We have two Lori Holt patterns. We have all the brand new Teresa Kogut. We have the whips I've been working on. We've got a Stitch Quarterly reveal. And we also have a tease for the Stitching with the Seasons Club. So I have tons of stuff for you guys today. And we're just gonna kind of jump right in. And our first project is right here. It's called Welcome. It's part of our Simply Signs series. There's gonna be a total of 6 in 2023. We do have something planned for 2024. It would be a different size. And just so you know, this is available as a paper pattern and a PDF pattern. And I'm going to be stitching mine as part of FQS Stitch Mania in May. And in April, I'll give you more detail. I did finalize what I'm doing in Mania, so we'll have more details on that in April. And I wanted to let you know with the very first one, which was Be Mine. We really with this club, what we wanted to do was really have a fabric that really made the letters stand out. So we made a Kimberly's light pink to go with the first one. The second one, we made a Kimberly's light blue, and they're only available in 14 count. And so the other 4 will also have custom colors that we've done, and they're gonna all have the name Kimberly on them just to make them easy for you to find. And then we also have a thread pack. It has 5 DMC flosses with a free floss bitty in it. And so if you want to stitch along with me, you can stitch in May, or you could start now. And we do list this fabric in the pattern on the back. So we hope you love this one. What we were trying to do with this is do something different that isn't out there in the cross stitch world yet. So we hope you love it. These are really fun to do because you can outline, and then like you can outline your letter, do your little dots, and then fill in. So you could basically outline this whole thing and then just do a whole day of fill in, which would be really fun. The stitch count is 74 by 318. So it comes out to 5 3/8 by 22 3/4. And that's another reason when we did the cuts, we had to get something that was longer. So these come in a bit bigger. They come in 18 by 30, which is a little bit bigger than normal. So that's why they're priced a little bit higher. A new pattern, so this is the second. The next one will come out in 2 months. So Be Mine came out in January. Welcome came out in March, and the next release is May. And so you guys could put in the comments what you think the next one will be. And we're excited that we have the custom color and cut from Fabric Flair. This fabric right here that we finished it with is the Chelsea's Checks gray fabric. And then this is a home decor piece from Hobby Lobby. The number is 5769328. And we do put all that information on the pattern so that if you're doing it maybe in a couple of months, or if you didn't watch the video, you'll know where you can get that. And another thing I wanted to point out is we make the chart really big. So this is not on one chart, it's on a lot of pages, so it's easy for you to see. So that is Welcome. Really cute, and it would look really good standing up. So like from the front camera, kind of what I'm thinking is I'm gonna put mine that are really like the Be Mine, I'll put on a table, but the ones that are taller like this, I will stand them up on either a fireplace or next to a really small table, and they'll be more like a stand-up sign. And the width, the length is gonna always depend on the words. So they're not gonna all be exactly the same size. So that's Welcome. And our next release, we've shown you before, and I have a cute little idea to do with these. So this is Set P of the Stitch Cards by Lori Holt. And I will be stitching these in Mania. And before, I had said that I was going to stitch them all 4 together. But since then, I think I've changed my mind. And so the stitch cards come out once a quarter. They started a couple of years ago. We stitched this on the Shadow Lugana 25 count. And there is a thread pack for each. And this one comes with the floss thread bobbins, floss flower thread bobbins by Lori. And this one, just so you know, this thread pack keeps selling out. 2 of the colors I've been having a really hard time getting from DMC, but if it's sold out, we'll have it again really quick. We're just having a delay with DMC. Now you can sign up for the Bee in My Bonnet Stitch Card Club to get the pattern when it comes in, but you would start with Q. So we're gonna go A to Z. We do have something planned later in the year, sewing a lot of them together. It will be in several months. Each of these finish at 34 by 34. So if you sign up for the club today, you would start with Q, which starts in June. Now, if you are in the club, this came in stock last week and it shipped out to our members. This pattern is only available as a paper pattern. And kind of what I'm thinking I will do is I'm going to stitch these individually. And then what I'm thinking I will do, I'm going to try to visually show you. Now, obviously, I haven't done this before either, so we'll have to see if it even looks good. But kind of what I'm thinking is I'm going to make 4 little pillows. And I'm going to make this kind of like that. I'm going to put a rickrack here. And then I'm going to put a quilting fabric out here. I'll use a Lori Holt fabric, and I'll use 4 different fabrics, 4 different rickracks, 4 different backings, and then I'll put them in a little bowl. So that's my plan on these. And you can let me know what you're going to do with yours. But this, I will say, has been the most popular stitch card by far. Now we are going to keep our thread packs going for the stitch cards. And the reason why is she only lists DMC. So, and we're going to pair them with the floss bobbins going forward. So really cute, really easy, and I'm going to make these. One question we got was, what fabric am I going to use? And on this one, I'm going to do the exact same thing. And obviously, I've never done a pillow with a cross stitch, but I'm sure I can do it. I mean, I can quilt, so I'm sure I can do it. I'm not sure it'll come out perfect. Probably the last one will come out perfect. The first 3 will be, and then I'm gonna just stuff it with either stuffing or walnut shells. I'll probably do stuffing because I feel like walnut shells is really hard to like close the hole up. So that is Lori Holt's new. Her second new item is Hattie, which reminds me of Nashville, Hattie B's chicken. If you've never had that, it's amazing. So this is the Chicken Club by Lori Holt, which it does come in a club, but you can buy it individually. It's based off of her chicken salad quilt she released in 2022. And, sorry. With this one, we do have a thread pack of DMC, and it's for the entire year. It's so you can make all 12. And so this is number 3. This is stitched on barley. All of them are stitched on barley, 25 count. And then the way that Lori is displaying them is she's got her Gingham Love thread bling with her Farm Fresh egg drops. And what we did is we just put like this month's on there and then took the rest off. But what you can do is put the whole year on the ring if you wanted to, just to make it easy. Now, I'm going to also show you Cornelius and Florence. So this one's Hattie. And oh, another thing is on the bottom, they have names. So you can stitch the name on the bottom if you want. So this is Hattie. This is Cornelius. And this is a frame from Amazon. And this one is Florence. So I can just imagine a wall with all chickens. And Lori's been finishing these for us. Colleen Holt from Stitching with the Sisterlies stitched our samples. And then what Lori's going to do is she's going to use 12 different fabrics and different rickrags. So it'll look really cute on a wall. And if you tune in next week, we will see the 4th in the series. So Hattie shipped to club members earlier in the month. The pattern is available as a PDF and a paper. And so next week, the club members will get the 4th one. And then if you're not a member, you'll get it 10 days later. And there is a question in the chat from April Jackson. Will Lori's bee plaids be a staple or only available for a year? So that will be up to Riley Blake. They usually keep Lori's fabrics in stock for a year or two. So I'm hoping they do. I don't know that it would be a basic. And at home, I use the Omega 3.5 lamp, and I also use the Halo Go. And then Margaret Henry asked a question that's going to transition us into the next section, which is our March Stitch Quarterly Reveal. So if you don't know what Stitch Quarterly is, it is our quarterly club, and this is this quarters. So Denise stitched this one, and then Teresa finished it into a pillow. And what she did is she sewed some fabric to the edge. This is a Minnick and Simpson fabric. And then she glued down 2 of Lori's vintage trims, the daisy, and then the red. I think it's cayenne is what and then she just tied ribbons that she made. And we're going to do this year's in different finishings just so that you see something totally different. And just see if you guys like the effect of doing something totally different, or if you prefer us to have Priscilla finish them. Either way is fine with us. And then this one, she folded it in so you don't see any of it. But I'm going to open it for you. So each of the Stitch Quarterlies comes in a really cute bag. And I'm going to tease real quick the next one. Da, 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 da. So there's your theme-ish for next time. So in your bag, we keep it really nice and like packaged so that it doesn't roll around. And what you get is you always get an awesome needle minder. And what I have in my office is I bought a magnet board from either Amazon or Target. It was super inexpensive, like $9 maybe, and I just put them on there, and then as I use them I pull off the one that I like the best at that time. We have our new Jolly tags, which are great for you can use them for luggage, you can use them for you just put your project name. And we sent, this is a brand new color that Stitch Quarterly got first, and I don't think it's on the website yet, or maybe it is, but this is a new color. And then you get, this time we did DMC, and we put in a John James needle, which is a very high quality needle. And we put in Fiber on a Whim cream and sugar. So I would love if you guys commented and let me know, did you like getting something that was hand dyed? It's obviously much more premium than other fabrics. So just trying to see, you know, feedback. We always send surveys, so definitely let us know, because we do keep that in mind as we plan out everything. So we hope you loved this one. Now, is the current quarterly available to purchase single? Yes, there's a couple left. There will not be a new seasonal typeface. We were designing one that was Uncle Sam, and we couldn't get the design right. So we tabled it until we can get it right. And there isn't a pattern to finish this, but I'll kind of show you up close what she did. Okay, so we did a video recently on fabric glue, and I think she used Eileen's. Aleene's glue, and she glued, so basically she sewed this to this and a big long piece into a rectangle. So you have your cross stitch piece, and then she just did a big piece of fabric. On the back, she sewed this, she added the rickrack, she glued it, let it dry, glued the next one, and then she sewed it together, and then she just tucked this under. So there's no finished seam in there, and then these are just a tie she made. Oh, Lori says B plaid collection is a basic and it will stay in stock. All of my collections beginning with the word B mean it's a basic. Thank you for telling me. I had no idea. And what is in the middle of the roll? So what she did is it's all just stuffing. And it's not a pillow, it's just a stuffing. If you were coming to put them in a quilt, what fabric would you use? Oh, maybe you mean the chicken. If you were gonna do the chicken in a quilt, I would use Lori's fabrics. She has a group that went with chicken salad called Cookbook. I would use Cookbook. And this rickrack right here is the large vintage trim, and the colors are listed on the back of the pattern. So like this one's Riley Aqua large vintage trim. So on the back of the pattern, it will tell you exactly which one to use. And then now we're going to show you some people who have stitched from Kimberly's Stitch Squad. So we've got Lee Hofstetter. That's super cute, and that's like a tray with rickrack and buttons. That's really cute. Stitching MJ, so cute. I love that thread. I'm not sure. Let's see what she says. I think she just wound her thread to make it pretty. And then River 7575. And then Crafting Makes Me Less Cranky. Oh, and she says she loves how soft the fabric is. It's like stitching through butter. Awesome. And so now that we've shown you those two clubs, we have one more club because we are so busy here. So for the stitching seasons with the housewives, which is designed by Priscilla and Chelsea, if you were in the club, everything has shipped out. We have like 20 kits left that people didn't pay for. So there's 20 online. Once they're gone, they'll be gone. Oh, there's only 19. So probably by the end of the live stream, they probably will be gone. If you want to buy that, you would search Spring Stitching Seasons Cross Stitch Kit. So this club ships once a quarter around the 4th of each month. So the remaining ones will ship May, August, and December. And it's an exclusive full color cross stitch pattern designed by Stitching with the Housewives. And in a year, they'll release it to everyone. Now, if you want to see a hint, this is spring. If you want to see a hint for the next one, I'm going to show you. If not, close your eyes. So I stitched that this week. Really fun. And on this one, how am I finishing each of these? Oh yeah, this is the one, it comes off, and so Denise is going to go ahead and finish that one so that when it comes time, it'll be ready. And then this is just tied. Priscilla tied it right there, and it's not tied at the bottom. So, and Priscilla finished hers differently than mine, and all the information is in the club package. The sheet, that's the additional sheet, talks about finishing mine, and then the pattern shows Priscilla's finishing. So now that I've shown a lot of new, I'm going to show you my whip progress, which I got a lot done, even though I was out of town. So this is the Bountiful Stitch Along. This is our charity cross stitch, and so this is Pale Gray Gingham 14 count Ada by Fabric Flair, and I am stitching using Classic Color Works, and so this is my stitching box. So I'm stitching with this. Now this is our charity where we are asking for donations to make a wish. It's a completely free pattern in return for those donations. We have raised $44,275, so we have $56,000 left to go. But basically the fundraiser works by us offering you a free pattern, both cross stitch and pattern, as free downloads during the event. And then we just hope that you donate to our campaign. So this is part 1 that came out recently. In 2 Fridays or next Friday, let me see. Oh, next Friday is, not next Friday, 2 weeks. April 7th is the next, which is part 2. Can I show them? So this will be part 2. So part 1 was the border, and then part 2 will be the basket. So, and I'm stitching along with all of you guys. So I will show you part 2 the week after March 7th. This one has a stitch count of 131 by 131. The quilt was designed by Corey Yoder, and we had the cross stitch match. So that's the first thing I worked on. And actually it was pretty easy. I was a little bit concerned about how to do it. So what I did is I did a base all the way around. Like I did this inside thing first. So the whole square, just this one row. And then I kind of did the outside of each, and then I just filled in. So it wasn't as bad as I thought. I have never really done a border all the way around to start because I was too scared. But I mean, this time I kind of had to because the way we planned it. But now it's going to be easy because I can just, you know, I always have a landing base. And I used the loop method. And you can still see I have a little bit of variation. Not too much, but just a little bit. The second thing I worked on, so fun, so excited to get back working on this, is the houses on Peppermint Lane. And this is a sew along that we're doing at Fat Quarter Shop using Pansy Patch Quilts and CHERYL'S patterns. We announced it on the December 14th, 2022 FlossTube. So if you want information on thread, fabric, all of that, we have Kimberly's Houses on Peppermint Lane starter pack. I'm stitching all of mine on Vintage Country Mocha on the modeled side, and I'm not stitching this bottom border. So I got the house done, and then by next week I'm hoping to have either the top or the side or both. So we'll see. This one, they're coming out about 5.5 by 7. I'm having all of them framed. There will be a total of 9 stitched, and the thread conversions for my colors are in the thread pack. And then, so this one's the Sugar Cookie House, and it's really cute. I love the little gumdrops. And this one was fun to do. I have a pop-up image to show you on this one. So of course the lighting is off because that's got my big bright magnifier. So that's kind of how I started the house, doing all of it except the pink. And you can kind of see on the roof, kind of that right diagonal I had started. But basically I do everything that I can and then leave one color and then just sit and fill in. So, and of course the lighting's bad. My pictures are always horrible, but really cute, really easy. And I did this one this weekend. And then Stackables March, that's also a club. It's also a standalone pattern. So this is the model that Cheryl stitched. And if you're in the club, you got this quite a bit ago. A lot of you have finished it. Do we have pictures to show? No. Okay, we'll show some pictures next week. So I started this one. I always start at the barrel. What do you call that? A barrel bucket. I always start that first because the rest is fun. And then I just go up. And you'll see my stitching is so much darker than Cheryl's. I used Lori's beeswax this time. So I don't know if it's that I use the beeswax or that she stitches tighter. I'm not sure. It's just funny how mine always looks so different than hers. So I'm gonna go, I just moved from the bottom to the top, and I will have this done probably by next week. Now for the paddles, we're trying to get a second source. We had these made locally in Austin, and our second batch we sent back because we didn't like the quality. So we're hoping to get more, but I can't promise. And this one I stitched on marbled white pine board. And then I started this the other day. This is Barn Sweet Barn. It's one single pattern with 14 different colors. So this is the sample that Cheryl made, and here's mine. And you'll see how much darker mine is. It's crazy. And I used a tiny bit of beeswax. I mean, a tiny, like not a ton. So basically, I started and I did the outline of the inner star filled in. I did the outline of all this light green filled in. Outlined all the dark green filled in. These are the white, and all I have left are these three little, the two light blues, I mean the two light greens and the dark green that are the tips. So I'll have this finished this week. And then I wanted to show you, this is the hoop unfinished. So we list the hoop that we used, we painted it. So hopefully I'll have that finished. And then April, I'm going to be stitching two of the colors. I'm going to be stitching one of the bonuses plus the April colors. So really fun. And when I first did this, I felt like it took forever, but I kind of got into a rhythm where by outlining, I could do it faster. And I have found that taking the 25 count to sporting events is pretty good because it's a little bit bigger than 14 count. So I can see it. And also white is easier to see. We do have a video called Frame Cross Stitch in a Hoop, Barn Sweet Barn Finishing, if you want to know information on this. Now, one thing that I'm doing that's different is I am framing mine at the framer just so you can see a difference. And then I've been using this thread keep, and it just says dark, light, white, and then that's what I've been using, and then just have my extras. So I got that done. I actually finished some of that last night. I showed up to one of my sons to pick him up early. I showed up like an hour early. I don't know. That's what happens when Kevin goes out of town. I get all messed up. How many packages of the marbled white pine board for the entire Stackables series? 6. You get 2 out of each. And this week I also caught up on my temperature cross stitch, which is a PDF pattern. And it's so interesting, the Texas weather. I have so much yellow. So next year I was thinking I'm going to have to figure out how to make my color where pink starts showing up, because I don't have any pink in here yet. So I'm going to have to, it's supposed to be like hot, like red, hot, all the way down to like a light blue, which is colder. I'm going to change it next year so it's off so that I can get some colors I like, because I'm not a fan of yellow. I mean, I think it's going to look cute in the end. Now, I will say I got off right here. I got way off. So I had to like start here and then go backwards to fix what I messed up, because it was so hard to figure out what I messed up. And I've stitched until March 19th. I'll probably show it to you like in 2 weeks, just because you've seen it. And what I do is I fill in the temperature, then I fill in the color, and then I have the day of the week, or yeah, the day of the month, and just try to follow it that way. And I'm trying to think of ideas for next year. And do you guys like that it only has 5 stitches a day? Do you want something more complicated next year? Do you want something with like 10 stitches a day, or more or less? I'd love to see your comments, because Jocelyn designs it and she'll read the comments. I will show how to use beeswax at the, well, I can show now. I'll show you on a thread. Yay. So what you do, and everyone does it different. Is I pull a strand off, and then I usually put this right back on, because if not, I will lose it. And this is just white 25 count Lagana. So I just run it through, I start on the back and I just run it, I'll do a little bit this way. And then a little bit this way. And see my fingers on top of the thread? And that coats it enough. If you start running it all the way through the side, let me show you this. Like if you run it like this, you can run it all the way through the side like this. Oops, sorry. Like where it's, the thread is in there, it coats the whole thing. Sometimes that gets too thick. So to me that's too thick. So I just run it on the back, just gently. And you'll feel a difference. And the beeswax is safe. So now when I start later today, I will be ready to go. Another thing I finished was I got, I showed you guys April already month to month, so I finished March. Really cute. And I did see online where somebody made the barn pink, and that was really cute, but I thought, no, I'll just keep mine the same. And then finished this in just a $5 frame from Home Goods. And then this one, I'm going to take this one and I'm getting mine framed. So I'm going to take this to the framer. And I might also take this with my March barn so that it's just taken to the framer, so you might not see that again. April barn. No, that one, the green one. Did I already took the April? Okay, so I'm going to take the April and the March, these to the framer, and then I'm going to take this one to the framer at the same time. So if you guys don't see it again, that's why. The framer's been taking a lot longer to frame my stuff, so because of that, that's why I'm going to, and then you see it's kind of, it gathers, and I think it's just because of the way I stitch, but when they stretch it out, it kind of goes away. But yeah, I'm going to take a big stack to my framer. And start putting your questions in. I am now going to show you the Home is Where the Wreath Is. Mine are all done, all 12. So I did the wreath from the Home is Where the Wreath Is. I did wreath swap 1. I did all of these. And then wreath swap 2. I did all of them except this one, which was Halloween, just because I don't love to decorate with Halloween, even though Kevin loves Halloween. Sorry. So I'm going to kind of show you, and I'm going to show it to you like this so that you can kind of get the effect. So if you want to know, we have the 3 patterns in paper and in PDF at Fat Quarter Shop. On the back of the pattern, it has the information for this frame. There is a video on the Priscilla and Chelsea channel called Home is Where the Wreath Is Finishing Tutorial, and that will tell you how to do all of this. So this is the one that came in Home is Where the Wreath Is. And then Brittany labeled all of these with the month. So this is, so you just pop them out. This is January. February. March. This is so cute. April. This is a little bunny. May. This was the easiest one. June. July. August. September. We skipped November. We skipped October. Oh, sorry, I was reading. We skipped October. I did November. So I'll just leave this up for September and October. And then December. And who are we kidding? Like, I'm going to really remember to switch these out each month. I mean, that's really the and then, yeah, so all the letters, all of these letters are magnetized also. And she did it so that if I wanted to, Priscilla did it this way, so you can do it vertical or horizontal. Which I kind of think this would be really cute on the top of a fireplace. On the top of our fireplace is a big TV. So if I put it up there, I think Kevin would not appreciate that. So, but that'd be really cute on the top of a fireplace. Now, I did use the beeswax that came in the lipstick tube, and I liked it. It just has some coconut oil in it, and so I decided that I should just stick with beeswax. And Linda asked, what needle thread do I recommend? I actually don't use one, so I don't have a recommendation. So we've been showing Halloween and Hawk Run Hollow for probably a year now. This is all Cheryl's progress. And she stitches on the 13th and the 31st. So she's almost done. So there's her progress. And she's stitching 1 over 1 on 20 count Vintage Country Mocha. And I'll show you the back because it's so pretty. So that's her first progress. Her second one is a start. She started Cottontail Farms by Luminous Fiber Arts. And she's stitching on 20 count hand-dyed Ada from her stash, 1 strand over 1 square, using called for floss with 1 substitution. She's using Gentle Arts Tropical Ocean instead of Classic Colorworks Tropical Paradise, which is this one right here. She started a second Easter project called Easter Tree by Shannon Christine Designs. Sorry if I move it, that little squiggly goes away. It's stitched on 32 count light taupe Lugana, called for DMC, 2 strands over 2 square, and she says this one uses a ton of colors. So, and then now I'm going to go through what's new stuff and kind of updates. So we showed you the hands-on design Polar Plunge series, and the first 3 are out. And Fabric by Stephanie has a fabric called Polar Plunge. She does not sell wholesale, so we can't offer that. So Cheryl found Fiber on a Whim Color Stream that she thinks is close. So this is the one we recommend. We had that question a couple of times, and the pattern calls for 32 count. And then I'm so excited, I wanted to show you in Pioneer Woman, they had emailed a while ago and said, oh, could we talk? And I was like, sure. And they have a little section in here for cross stitch. And so Lori's featured here, and it talks about Lori's YouTube channel. Our Stronger Together for 2023 is featured. And then they did a little pop out of me answering questions. So I'm super honored. Thank you so much to Ree and the team at Pioneer Woman for featuring me. I'm going to save this forever. Some new, oh, this is so funny. Sorry. Some new items. The ribbons just flew across the whole, oh my gosh. So this is the new aqua ribbon. It shipped to us, so we should have it early next week. And there are 4 sizes. They're basically the same exact prints from the red and the black. So now we have aqua. And Kate made this really cute bow. Oh, and then she used a zip tie to tie it together. So just a really cute idea of what you could make with it. And of course, Priscilla and Chelsea will be making a ton of stuff with it. And also want to let you know our sales rep for Henry Glass came by. And I was going to talk about all of their fabrics and what we're doing with them. So we originally had some bundles that were the original Pretty Plaids, the original Chelsea's checks. And then we did a bundle where we combined the new sets. Like we had a bundle of this and then a bundle of this. But now that these Priscilla Plaids and Chelsea's checks are done, what we're doing is we're going to start bundling them by the collection instead of mixing the two. So we have Priscilla's Pretty Plaids in a fat 1/4 and a 1/2 yard. And then we're just waiting on a couple of Chelsea's fabrics to arrive, and then we'll have a bundle of this. And then we're pre-selling for September delivery Priscilla's polkas. And so we will have yardage of all of this, and we are pre-selling a fat 1/4 bundle for these. And then we are also pre-selling a Stitching Housewives stripes, which will have all of the new colors. And now we still have some bundles of the original colors, which is right here. And then those bundles will eventually go away. So you can see, this makes it easy to see, these 4 are new. And all of these are new. So that's exciting. And then we also have our leftover month-to-month April kits. If you're in the club, you got yours. So we have some March and April leftover. And then this was last Friday's PDF pattern, Hair Hollow 3. This is today's Percy Peep. And then I wanted to let you know we did make sets of the classic Colorworks, and before we didn't have the Storm Lake Sunrise to show you. So now we have them all 4. And we have sets. Once those sell out, we're going to make more, but we are almost sold out of Priscilla's Peppermint. So that's the one that's actually selling the best out of all of them. And there are 2 new Belle Soie colors from Classic Colorworks, Finnegan Green, or Finnegan, and Sonoran Sunset. I think they just do these so that I have to say things that I don't know how to say. And we got the Teresa Kogut patterns in. This is Needle and Flax. Egg Collector. This was the Nashville exclusive. And those were patterns. The remaining are all booklets. Kindred Spirits. And they're just one pattern, but they're just in booklet form. So they're professionally printed. So Kindred Spirits. Remember Me, Beauty Fades, Nature, and Strawberry Manor. So you guys can comment and let me know which one of these you're going to stitch. I'm sure that Cheryl will stitch one of them, and if I had to guess, I would guess this one. And we're getting towards the end, so start putting your questions in. So I have some questions to answer at the end. And Pansy Patch Quilts, Summer Garden at Cranberry Manor, Betsy Spring Basket, Tea Garden Pen Pillow. And this is kind of what I meant about what I'm going to do with Lori's, except that I'm going to do one fabric and my Rick Rag's going to kind of go right over that. Cinnamon House, Acorn House. This is 7 and 8 in the, oh, and here's 9. Let me show you these together. So we've got Cinnamon House, Acorn House, and Harvest House. And so just like we're doing the series Peppermint House, which is right here that I showed you earlier, we're going to do the same thing with Houses on Pumpkin Lane, and we're going to have a trunk show of that soon. And I'm going to do the same thing where we do color conversions. And this with the Peppermint Lane, I framed them. With the Pumpkin Lane, we're going to turn them into pillows. And we did order from Lady Dot Creates all of the trims that match this series, and they should be online soon. From Summer House Stitch Works, we got Berlin wool work, Fragments in Time 1 and 2, Days of Christmas Past, and Superior Bees. And this is perforated paper. From Heartstring Samplery, we got Sting Like a Bee, and then there's another one that matches it, Float Like a Butterfly. Heart, and we've shown that one before. French Flea Market Biscornu, My Sweet Home, and Sunday Stitches, a collection of favorite hymns to stitch and sing. And then Bent Creek, we got Flag 1998. So this is an older pattern, but I saw it at Market and really liked it. And this is going to be part of my patriotic stitching this year. Smiling at You, Look for the Beauty, Happy Halloween, Fright, Silver Bells Globe. This one comes with the fabric and the pearl cotton floss. And then each day provides its own gifts. So this one I'm stitching for sure by the end of 2023. And then we received Fiber in a Whim has 4 new colors. So we received Peridot. So this is 18 count, 20 count, 28 count, 32 count, 36 count, and 40 count. Now you'll notice the 14 count isn't here because we sold out, but we have more on order. So this is the color Peridot. Morganite is kind of pinkish, and this one, several of the colors have sold out. So we have 28 count, 32 count, 36 count, and 40 count. And so you can see they dye a little bit different. Celestine, we have 20 count, 28 count, 32 count, 36 count, and 40 count. And so I would say like this one reads more purple, this one reads like a light purple, and these read a little bit bluer. And then we have Kunzite. So we've got 18 count, 20 count, 28 count, 32 count, 36 count, and 40 count. And so you can see all of the 14 count new have sold out, but we will order, we already have ordered more. And Nerge hoops were so popular. So we previously had these 4 colors right here. Pink, light blue, brown, and purple. In these sizes right here. So we decided to go ahead and add green, which was the last one. And the only size we didn't have was this large size, 10-inch, and all 10 to 11 inch. And so now we have this large, this is the largest one in all the colors. So now any of these Nerge hoops that are, these are all in stock, and we just order them once a week. So if we sell out, we'll order them. And these are the plastic ones, and they are selling like we can't keep them in stock. And you probably noticed we went up on the price slightly, and that was to cover our custom charges from coming overseas. And we also decided to carry more of their embroidery hoops. They all come in 2 widths. This one is the 0.31 width, and this one is in the 0.63 width. So if you look at the Barn Sweet Barn, we use the wider width, which is the 0.63. Front, back. And now we have these in 8 sizes. So I'm going to just show them to you in order. I'm not going to read the sizes because obviously you'd have to just measure your piece. So this feels like the circus, like when they're like, sorry, hula hoop. I had to do it. It was speaking to me to do it. So lots of new Nerge hoops. Oh, and then there's 3 more. Hold on. I gotta make them fit. Oh my word. So now if you were looking for a hoop, Fat Quarter Shop now has any kind of hoop you would like. Hoop 1, hoop 2, hoop 100, hoop whatever. Lots of hoops. Okay, so these are the ones that we finished in, but you can also stitch in these. So it's going to get confusing in about 2 seconds. So when you're shopping these are called embroidery hoops. That's the name of them. And you can stitch in these or finish in them just like I showed you. But they also sell hoops that are for display only. And so those are a little bit cheaper, I believe, but they're for display, not for stitching. So there are 8 sizes. And the difference is these have this adjustable ring at the top. So when you put your fabric in, you tighten it, and so you can do that. Now with these are not to stitch in, they're only to finish, and they have a cute little top. And they don't fit snug because they want that fabric to be in there to get them snug. So we have them in, I think, 8 sizes, those same 8. And so you can tell the name because these are called hanging display. The others are called embroidery hoops. Oh my gosh, 2 more. Okay, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to do geometry today. This is probably not even geometry. This is probably like, this is so funny. Okay, so we got hoops, y'all. We have hoops now. Oh, and then we have some different display hoops. Now, these are rather expensive. I don't use them, but I'm going to show them to you. So this is huge. This is called adjustable legged floor embroidery stand. And these all adjust this way. And I'm going to show it to you so you can adjust this. And you can tilt it towards yourself. But I'm going to show you what you do is you put this on the floor. This is the floor stand. Oh, sorry. you put a hoop in, and basically this little thing goes down. Put your hoop in, and it'll work with other brands of hoops too. And then you adjust this however you want it, and you can stitch. So that's the floor stand. This is the table stand, seating table stand, and you can do it any direction you want. And so this one I love because you could just sit and stitch, and then you could put your little TV right here, your little Netflix. Anyway, I think I would use this one if I ever was going to not stitch in hand. And then there's another one that's it's called the seat table. So this one would go like under your leg right here. This one also has an adjustment right here so that you can adjust this. And this fits any of the size hoops. We just picked this one. And so you can adjust it this way or this way, and then you just clamp it in place when you're ready to stop adjusting. The adjusting this way is down here, so you can adjust it either way. Okay, will it hold a Q-snap? I don't think so. No, I don't think it's big enough. Do we have one up here? No, we don't have one in here. We'll have to look. I don't know. I don't think so. Which size new Nurge hoop did you use for Barn Star Sampler? Let me see the front of the pattern. Let's see. It says 6.29 inch Beechwood embroidery hoop skew 79813. What count would you recommend to start stitching on linen? I currently stitch on 14 count Aida. So if you're going to do linen, I would start with 28 count, which is the equivalent to Aida. How heavy are the Nurge hoops? They're not heavy at all. Would the Easter tree look good on the new green fabric? Yes, it would. I would just make sure you do a floss toss on it to make sure your threads look okay with it. Can I start carrying the Lady Dot Creates line of trims? Yes, we can. If you would email Cheryl at fatquartershop.com with exactly because she has like 1,000, exactly what you're looking for, we can kind of start there, and Cheryl can pick a couple of pom-poms to start with, a couple of rickrags, and we can start. Any luck with FQS carrying Gloriana silk? I don't know where to find it. So we're not going to carry it at this time, and the reason why is none of our silks sell well. Our Belle Soie sells the best because that's variegated. The NPI sells very average, and so we just can't justify it. I wish it sold better because if it did, we could carry it. Will the new Classic Colorworks floss come in the Floss Club when their alphabet letter comes up? Yes. How long are So Sweet Emma on sale in March? Does it have to be a pattern, and can it be downloadable? It has to be either a paper pattern or a PDF pattern, and that sale lasts through March 31st. Does Stitching with the Housewife have the full set of alphabets other than the decorative O? Not yet, but I'm sure they will eventually. Is Cheryl's 20 count vintage country mocha Aida or Lugana? Aida. How big did I cut my fabric for Houses on Peppermint Lane? Well, I'm going to look at it real quick and see. Do we have a ruler? Oh, sorry. We're going to do it so she can run across. Let's see. Let me do a normal ruler. I cut it, well, Denise cut it 11 by 9.5. Will the stands hold a scroll frame? I think, but I'm not sure. We did get some scroll frames, and we're going to show those next week. Which do you like better, Nurge or Morgan? Cheryl prefers, she loves both of those, but I think she likes Nurge more. She uses both. I don't use a hoop. Do the floor stands rotate so you can flip to the back? Yes, they do. You just have to unscrew the little black knob. Do I prefer hoops or Q-snaps? 45% said hoops, 24% said Q-snaps, and 30% said depends. So that's awesome. We're going to give away 3 of the March Stitch Quarterly Kits. So to enter the giveaway, you comment after the video goes live. And what I want you to comment is, what is your favorite flower? Because that kind of goes with this. And I'll see you guys next week.